which is the Latin version of Hail Holy Queen. And I was like, if we're going to listen to Hail Holy Queen, I'm putting on the Sister Act version. And now it's Rose's favorite song. And I was like, I should rewatch this movie before I watch it with children. Because I remembered someone saying, like, yeah, the beginning of that movie is a bit wild. And
I
it
I
is.
think Spencer said that. I watched Iron Man, the
You
first
mean
Iron Man, to see
me?
if.
He means you.
No, I mean Spencer. Wasn't it
It was
Spencer?
absolutely Spencer. No, it was Fletcher.
Oh, well, I was
You're
actually
confusing
thinking
Fletcher
Spencer.
and Spencer.
No,
Continue.
I had Spencer in my head, honest. Um, but yeah, I
Yeah, but
love.
like now you've internalized that they are the same human.
They're the same human in my mind. But I watched Iron Man to see if it was appropriate for Zachary to watch, and we started watching Spider Man, and I
Which
stopped before Uncle Ben was murdered. Um, he actually got bored with it at that point, so that was fine. Yeah, no, Iron
which
Man's not very
Spider-Man?
appropriate. The first Tobey Maguire one. That's a really good Spider Man.
It is. It is a really good Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Why are his aunt and uncle so old?
because that's what they are. That Spider Man is the truest to the comics of all the Spider Men. The other ones, I mean, yeah, the Spider Verse.
So
The
old.
one thing that makes that one not comic canon directly is the fact that he didn't need to like make web shooters. But
That's true. He also could just be calling them. I mean, I don't know if they're actually his aunt and uncle or like his great aunt and uncle.
well, Aunt May is like 108 years old in the comics. They aged her down for the MCU because, boys.
Because
I mean, it works, but he never had an Uncle Ben in the comics either. So he didn't have well, not in the comics, in the MCU. So the current MCU Spider Man doesn't really have an origin story. He's just existed.
I mean he had an origin story, we just didn't hear it. We didn't see it on screen
We didn't have
necessarily.
this. We didn't have the story. Therefore, there is no origin story. By the way, we're live. We've been live for a while now.
Oh
Oh,
man.
did you see Madam Web?
I have not seen Madam Web. Should I?
I mean, no, but they hint at Peter Parker's origin story.
Uh, I do want to see. It was
They
Agatha
don't
all
say
along.
they don't say which Peter Parker, if it's like in one of the existing universes or it's like a new universe. But if you kind of follow along, they don't spell it out for you. You're like, oh, I see what they're kind of doing here.
I do like that there are so many Spider-Men that like it's just an entire Spider-Man universe,
A Spider Verse, if you will.
almost like a Spider-Verse. That might be a better name for it. All right, Fletcher, have you played this game in
I don't think
person
so.
or in visuals? So I'm going to go over the rules real quick. It is a very simple game, but it is a very fun game, and some of it I'm going to explain in the way of the real game because it's relatively tactile. You have the bar.
Well, don't do it in the fake game.
Well, you have the bar at the top of the cards. That shows you the marbles that you can pick. There's six marbles you can pick, and if you notice, there's one little marble in the marble bin that you can see. In the real game, it's like a little gumball machine where six marbles pop out, but you can always see the next marble that's ready to pop out. So that's what this is simulating, is that you can see the next marble that's going to pop down. You have a little ring here, and that ring is cardboard, and you put your marbles in there so they don't roll away on the table. You can put up to five marbles in there. You can increase it later with cards, but you can start only putting five marbles in there. There's level one, two, and three cards. The cost of them, all level one cards cost one, level two cards cost two or three, level three cards cost 4 to 7. The cost of the card is in marbles of the color of the bottom of the card. So black, blue, yellow, black for what we're seeing on the bottom right now. On your turn, you're going to pick one of the four white actions. So we're going to start with pick. Pick is take a marble from the thing. And that's it. You take a marble from the thing. You can build, and you do that by clicking on the card and then choosing the marbles you want to spend to build the card. You can research, which allows you to draw at the beginning 3 cards from any of the stacks, and you can either build one of them or archive one of them. Archiving is basically reserving a card for later use. You can have 1 card in your archive to start with. And then file is another way of archiving. You can take any card that's face up on the board and put it in your archive. When you file, you can take the action underneath this. This card says whenever you file, you get to take a random marble, and you take a random marble from the gumball machine. Now, on the very left is your marble limit, your file limit, and your archive limit, and your research. Those numbers can increase. So if you look at the first 2 cards at the bottom row, both of those do the same thing. They increase your marble limit by 1, and when you research, you get to do 4 cards instead of 3 cards. If you get them both, you get to do 5 cards instead of 3 cards. You still only get to pick one. The next thing is converters. Converters will take 1 color of marble and do something with it. So the bottom right says a red marble can become any color marble. You can do a conversion once per arrow on the card. Some cards have 2 arrows, so you can do it twice. If you get this very top one, this is any marble to any marble, but once. 1 marble to 1 marble, anything. These ones, the yellow to 2 yellows, do exactly what you think. Spend 1 yellow, get 2 yellows. Those 2 yellows can then feed into other things that then turn yellows to other colors or whatever. So you can cascade your converters. The rest of these cards typically will make your file, pick, build, and research actions better. Actually, not research, file, pick, and build. So if you look at the first yellow one, whenever you build a blue or black card, you get to pick. And then if you look at, we actually don't have a boost of pick, but you could have it whenever you pick a blue, you get to pick a random one. Those will cascade. So this pick is this here. So if you pick one and you pick something that qualifies for your other one, so you're building an engine as you go through. You want to get the most points. The game does real-time scoring, so you'll know what your points are as you're playing through. The game end is triggered when anyone has built their 16th card or their 4th level 3 card, and then you'll finish out the round. So Fletcher, you will always basically you get first pick, cool, but you will not get a chance to go once the game ends again. If Kitty ends the game, then none of us do, because that'll be the end of the round. And that's basically it. Strategy-wise, you want to start building cards as quickly as you can, and you want to start building an engine where building cards or picking marbles end up giving you more marbles so that you can build more things. There are some cards that will give you little point tiles, but typically the points for building a thing is in the upper right corner of the card, oftentimes equal to how much the card cost in marbles. Yeah, that is it. And the game plays pretty fast, so we'll probably get 2 games in so you can kind of get a feel for it, and then we'll do a rematch. And
Okay,
that's
something
the game of Gizmos.
when I file or build or archive, when do I pay the cost of a card?
When you build it.
So file. As soon as I face up Gizmo from the display area and add it to your archive.
Yep. So it means that you get to take one of those cards and tuck it away for later where you can build it. And there are
One
cards
of
that
the
will benefit you for building from your archive and things like that too.
from the is the display area like the
It's
store, this one, two,
where
and
all the
three?
cards are displayed. Yeah.
Okay, so filing, I have to pay.
Yeah. And it just occurred to me that I described this entire game without showing anybody what we were playing. But now people see the right thing. Yes.
Okay.
This is the area where you are picking from. These are our marbles. This is where you're storing marbles, and these are the tableaus that we're building up.
Oh, it says there are people watching. Who knew?
I know. That's because you were on top of things today. You gave people notice.
I do that sometimes.
Um, did you ask if we were doing games today, or did I? I asked. And then you
You did.
responded. Then Fletcher
On it.
responded. And as soon as we got a yes from Fletcher, you announced it. That's how
It's
excited you were. Fletcher, what are you
Okay,
deciding?
let's try this out. I don't know because I don't actually know what I'm doing. I feel
You
like I
won't
should.
until the fourth or fifth turn. The best thing to do right now is
Okay,
pick a marble.
that's what I figured, that I should just start picking marbles.
Yep.
And I should probably pick.
And remember, nobody can build anything right now. So unless someone archives, you could pick any color of those marbles or the one that you want.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to take that one. Now, Fletcher also took a yellow marble, but I'm sure it'll work out just fine. See, I think every once in a while I'll move the screen up so that people can see Fletcher's stuff, but it's not that interesting.
So I should just pick a marble.
Just pick a marble, a blue one or a black one, because those are the ones that are on the screen. And
Okay.
now Fletcher could buy this yellow card, and that says every time he builds a red card, he gets to pick a marble, which is the start of an engine, one could say.
Yeah. The only problem is there's only one red card to choose from, and it costs 3.
Sure, but that's for later. That's future Fletcher problems. Current Fletcher wants to build an engine. Also, remember, you can always use a research, which lets you draw the top 3 cards and look at them. And if that's a red card, you can build that too. But you also need a red marble.
Interesting.
So, lots of future Fletcher problems. But I did want
How
that
many of
red.
these can I have in my table? Like, can I have like? I
You
guess
can
you
have
said it's like up to 14 or whatever.
16 ends, triggers the end of the game, or 4 of the level 3 cards. Okay, I will choose a black one because there's a lot of black cards down there right now. But Kitty already has a black one, so she can build. So this pick one, the very last one that came up, it says whenever you pick a blue from the line, you also get a random marble from the bin. So you get 2 marbles instead of just one. Or you get the red, convert any red marble to anything.
Pick up a blue, get a random one. Seems fun.
It's a good one.
I'm doing it.
All right. Now, just to note, if these two were on the same thing and Fletcher built a red something, he would get a pick. If he picked a blue, and this was on his tableau, since he picked a blue, he'd also get a random marble. So that's how you can start chaining these things together.
Right.
Currently, Fletcher has no marbles.
And I think I want one.
Hmm. All right. So as much as I like these boosty things, I think I'm going to take a converter because those are always come in handy. And this one here says whenever you build from your archive, you get to pick a marble. So you have to have the card in your archive first, but then it doesn't matter what color it is, you just get to pick. And that goes, so which is Also, actually, no, no, no. Sorry, sorry. This is not build from your archive. This is whenever you archive, you get to pick a marble. So if you have this one and you archive a card, you get to pick a random marble and you get to pick a marble from the row, which Kitty's probably going to steal from me.
I could be paying more attention.
It looks like you are spending time. You're not knitting a hat today.
I'm seaming a sweater.
Did you knit the sweater?
I did. Now I have to seam it together.
Interesting. All right, your turn.
All right. What was the thing you were saying I was probably going to do? I'd like to do it.
The last card in the first row goes
So when you
well with the
file,
card that you get to pick. Yeah, because then if you file a card, you're going to get two marbles out of it. But you can only have one card filed at a time, so it means you want to build the next time. But you can file a card, pick a marble of that color, and get an extra marble at the same time. So, all right, this really wants us to upgrade our marble
I
and
know.
research capacity.
right?
There's not really a point in doing that so early, it seems.
It still points, and for research is nice because like we don't want those. So if you wanted to pick something, you have a blue and a black marble, you could just research instead and see if you find a blue or black card that you like. You know all of them cost one. So you'd probably find something in there that you would want. So I'm going to pick this one here though, because this says whenever I build a blue or a black, I get to pick a marble. But now I have no marbles. I am marbleless. So what have you guys been up to for the last 2 weeks?
You know, I'm just doing stuff.
Excellent, excellent. This is why we don't do a
Same.
podcast
Just
anymore.
doing stuff.
Welcome to Tabletop Game Talk, where we are going
And
to talk about
mostly
just doing stuff.
Hanging out and doing stuff.
I'm barely hanging out. I've oh what? Oh, we went to Michigan this last weekend for Becca's birthday, who's now 4, acting like it,
do that.
and Zachary's mastered the hot lunch, which is
What does that
nice because
mean?
it means that I only have to pack his lunch on days where I don't think he'll eat what the school is making, which is about 2 or 3 days a week, but it's still
Interesting.
nice. And what else is going on? Um, all right, Kitty gets a free marble. Yeah, no, I am going to Colorado on Monday, so that'll be fun. 3-day work trip.
For what?
It is an off-site, an all-company off-site, or it might be just an all of our division off-site. But there's going to be like 40 or 50 people there, so it'll be fun to meet
Who's
all
the
the
new
new people
company?
that I work with. The new company is called Omni.
Omni.
They are made,
Sounds like a
founded
bad
by,
guy in a video game.
yeah, could be. They're founded by, and many of the employees used to work for our old company. So it's not, it doesn't feel a whole new because it's just, it feels very familiar.
Anybody I would know?
Um,
These turns go too quickly.
Probably. They do. This is a quick game. Irene's over there now. So she was there before I got there. And Creon's there now too.
Hmm.
Did you ever work with Ron Stevens as a
Mm,
UX?
don't think so.
He's over there now. Um, Gabriel and Parag are like the higher ups. Rob Gordon went over there. All people that our listeners definitely follow.
Is it what kind of company is it?
It's the same thing. It does federal work, but it's
Oh,
basically
consulting.
client side federal work consulting. Yeah. Although I
Got
am
it.
working on an internal project, so that's kind of cool. Like we get to kind of define what it is. Um, but we're not too much because it's like one of our government contacts like, well, if you built a product like this, we would probably use it. So we're like, okay, let's build it. So let's see how that goes. All right. I think all of these are bad choices. Wonder if I should research. I'm going to research. So when I research, I click on the stack. I research level 3. I get to look at all of the cards that popped up. Okay.
I
And then
just,
I'm going to just
for people who are
build
paying more
one.
attention to what I did than Chris did, apparently.
Hey, I only have so much attention span, and that's just the way of things. So if I pick a yellow, I get a nothing, but I can't pick a yellow.
Paying attention to what I'm up to.
You have 3 points, and I have 4 points. I am winning this game. Until you spend your marbles. Then you'll
But I
have more
don't
points.
like these.
I feel like I should get another one of them.
Problem is, I keep picking up blue marbles because it gives me things, but then
That's all right. Because
spend my
if
other
you pick
things
up,
and I have lots of blue marbles.
yeah, pick up another blue marble, and then you can buy the level 2. Because the 1 yellow to 2 yellows is pretty good.
It's true. I was thinking that, but
And you get a bonus for building yellow buildings. That bonus, by the way, is you get a victory point
per
chip.
yellow building, yes.
Yep.
I did read the card before I took it. You'll be shocked to hear. Something
I
I
am narrating
not
for
always
our
known to do.
listeners.
I don't want to narrate. I don't
I am
keep a
trying to
watch.
fill the dead air you people are creating. I'm gonna build this one.
I am trying to double down on my free time by seaming this sweater.
Is it working?
Not great.
Excellent. I am making progress in points.
All right, so now I can, well, yeah. Yeah.
Fine. I have a plan, though. My plan's great.
I don't have any plans. I'm just clicking buttons.
It's about Quest for Camelot lately.
Who
And how
quested
I
for
let
Camelot?
Do you remember the movie Quest for Camelot?
I mean,
Or either of you?
Yes, I do.
it sounds familiar, but I can't recall it.
I think it's a
Give me the
DreamWorks
summary.
movie, right?
It's Warner Brothers.
It's Warner Brothers
What?
movie. Okay.
Yes, this was when Warner Brothers was trying to compete with, like other children movie studios in the
Yeah.
late 90s. I think the only success they had was Space Jam. But when they were doing this, they made this movie called Quest for Camelot. It's bad. It's a bad movie.
Is it a kid from the present time going back to Camelot?
No.
No, because there was like 8 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the Knights of the Round Table's daughter. He gets murdered, and his daughter wants to be a knight, and there's a bad guy knight that was one of the Knights of the Round Table that gets kicked out. And
Is that Lancelot?
yeah, no.
No,
Lancelot
Lancelot
is
got
not.
kicked out.
This has nothing to do with actual Arthurian legend. Get Arthurian legend out of your mind, because this is barely adjacent. So King Arthur kicks out the one mean guy, I think because he murdered this girl's dad. But at some point, he buys a potion, which is hilariously labeled as Acme in the thing, and he can use it to create people robot things.
Like automatons.
Yes. So you throw a weapon and a person into a pit with this potion, and they come out as like a mechanical thing with that weapon. So he's got a plan. He's going to take his mechanical army to Camelot to get Arthur. And there is a song that he hilariously sings where he says,
Wait,
I
this
have
is a musical?
plan. Oh, yes. And he sings the song and he goes, I have a plan. It includes you. You, Juliana, will lead me to Camelot. And every time somebody says, I have a plan, my brain auto-fills in, it includes you! But it's such a weird and obscure reference, except that I bought this on VHS and let my children watch it when we were at the cabin in Minnesota, because it's the only place we still watch VHSs. Yeah, and they have been making me listen to the soundtrack ever since we did that. And it's not a good soundtrack, and Spotify doesn't even have the original soundtrack. It has, like, off-brand versions of all of these songs. It's bad.
I kind of want to watch it.
I mean, I
sounds
encourage
like
it, but it like go in there with floor expectations, and you will be like, "Well, that was weird." Anyway, I didn't even get into the blind guy.
in Camelot.
Yeah, he wanted to be a knight too. Kaylee, the girl's father, was the only one who believed in him. He was a stable boy. He gets blinded in a fire. I don't know. There is a lot going on. I did
Is
not
it
get the colors that I want in this game.
is it animated?
Yeah.
An animated quest for Camelot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right. I'll check it out. Um, I think we are tied right now.
You guys are
Yeah,
tied.
you're basically tied. 1 point is nothing. Yeah, no, I'll watch it, and then I can get weird songs stuck in my head too. There's so many things I want to watch right now that every time I sit down, though, I'm like, I'm too tired for my brain to start something new. So I want to watch Rings of Power. I think the second um, Game of Thrones Dragon series is out.
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, that one.
Those are the words you're looking for. You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you. But I haven't watched that either. I hmm, could. Ooh. Cancel that. I want this yellow one. And I will convert that to a yellow. And then I will build this yellow one. And now my one black can become two blacks. Mwahaha. Oh, and there's a lot of blacks up in the little marble picker too. Hmm. And I'm listening to a book. I don't remember who recommended it. I want to say one of our listeners from Discord. The Atlas is 6 or something like that. which is like a modern magic uh, Library of Alexandria thing. It's not terrible. Most of the way through it, I'm like, I don't know where this is going, but I want to know. I want to finish. I think that's a good thing in a book is when you want to finish it.
Was I in the Paladin books last time we got together? Did I talk about that at all? Or did I start and then finish being into those books in the last 2 weeks?
I have not heard of any Paladin books.
I read Paladin's Grace and Paladin's Strength, and they were fine.
I shouldn't listen to them.
They were fine.
Fine. I'm deleting it from my
I actually
recommendation list.
really liked the second one, but you have to read the first one to read the second one.
I already did
And
that
after
with Dresses Files.
there's like other ones. Yeah. They're very romantic-y, which if you're not into that, don't bother.
It sort of depends.
But they are Berserker Paladins, which is fun. Really liked the Berserker fits.
Can you be a
Good
Berserker Paladin?
You can in this world.
I suppose. Paladins are righteous protectors.
Yeah, so since you probably won't read this book, I'll still give you the
Spoiler for a book you've probably never heard of.
not really a spoiler because it happens like in the I don't even think it happens in the first chapter. It happens in like the preface of the book. So these paladins are the paladins of the Saint of Steel, and that's their god, and they're berserker paladins, but like when they go into their berserker fits, their god like stays their hand from the innocent. So they are like precision SEAL Team 6 paladins where they go in and they kill all the bad guys and leave all of the innocent behind. Very
All
cool.
right.
But in the first bit of the book, their god dies. And
Inconvenient.
so they are no longer in control of their berserker fits. But it turns out that then, since they're still good people, they actually still keep doing good things. That's the spoiler. Sort of. But yeah, this guy falls in love with a lady, and it's very silly. But he goes into a berserker fit where he keeps breaking furniture and injuring but not killing guards. And it's very silly.
Well, you have sold it very well.
I gave it a very true to me description. And if you enjoyed my description of it, you'll probably enjoy the book, but I did not hold anything back. All right. That just oh, all right then. I think I do need to start doing some of that.
You need points.
I have points.
You need more points.
You only have one more point than me.
Yes, but I'm about to have 2 more points than you.
Well, for counting points we're about to have.
Ooh.
I've got tons of points. Potentially.
I'm about to build an engine. It's not the best engine in the world.
I was trying to do something, but this says that I must select Gizmo. What does that mean?
Well, Gizmo's from the... Well, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to convert.
You have to select the card you want first, and then you can convert.
Select the card I want first.
Yes. Because you can't...
purpose.
Yeah, you don't convert... Yeah, you can't just convert marbles. You have to spend them immediately. So you have to pick what you
Stop
want to
it.
buy, and then you can go through the conversion chain to buy that thing.
Thank you,
Oh,
Apple Digital Assistant, for looking up converting for a purpose for me.
Was it
We
a good
love when
definition?
she's paying attention. And she literally just said, "Can I Google that for you?"
Oh, Siri.
No. Don't
The
speak
new
her name.
Siri, the
She
new one's
listens.
supposed to be the new one's supposed to be
well, I see
smarter.
how this works. Interesting. Okay, cool.
All right, so now I'm going to attempt to do a thing where I'm going to build a red card, and that's going to get me a point, and then it's going to let me. Oh, this didn't work out exactly the way I wanted, but it worked out sort of the way I wanted. As now I can archive. Could archive before, but now it makes it a little bit more worth it. Ooh. So that card specifically is anytime you build from your archive, you get to build two.
Mhm. I get to pick two.
You get to pick two. That's also a good archive card.
And I have more points than you now. Just saying.
Um, that is true. So how do I stop SUD points from continuing to build up? Hmm. So you have 8 cards. I have 10 cards. Fletcher has 9.
Count.
And I'm going to build a card. But I think I'm going to draw from here. Let's see if there's a good card in the research bin. There's not bad cards. I could. And then I pick a yellow. That yellow lets me pick a random. And that was pretty good. I'm okay with that. Because now I have more points. But since you go last in the round, I can't compare until after you've gone.
You still have more points. For now.
For now, I don't like the marbles in my marble ring. Hmm. Ooh. But I have a plan.
You.
It's a terrible plan, but it's a plan
It turns
nonetheless.
out that the guy in the movie's plan was also not great.
No, he's the villain. When villains have plans, they're never great.
Yup.
Unless you're in real life, where the villains always win. All right, Fletcher's pulling ahead of us.
Because he's not trying to seam a sweater at the same time.
Yeah, Fletcher's a bit more
I like being
focused.
able to give myself like the caveat of like, I'm not paying all the way attention. So it's my
It's like,
fault I'm not winning.
but yes, I chose not to pay any attention.
I
Therefore, I can't
chose
possibly help it
poorly.
possible.
Oh no, who let me do this to myself?
Mm-hmm.
How could I?
Alright. And then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this.
Who could have foreseen this extremely predictable outcome?
I did. Now I have 17 points.
Things that I wanted.
Stop getting points.
I can't help it.
Stop doing it.
What I like to do. But I do need to do something. And I think I know what. Yes. I do know what. Hmm. Is that because you couldn't build it? Oh, you can't build it.
But also because if I build it from my archive, I kind of picked early because archiving it gives me more of an advantage because I've got my card that gives me the thing when I
Yep.
do.
There's one card that lets you build one cheaper from your archive, and that's a nice one too.
Seems fun. Forgot. Can do that. Which lets me do that. No, I can't do that other one, but that's fine. Got what I needed.
Too many marbles. Yeah, I used to think that you could go over and then discard, but no, you just cannot get a marble
Accumulate more.
if you're full. Yep.
Does stink.
It says, be careful what you pick for. Random marbles seem great until you have a bunch of junk.
Seemed to be part of the problem with like the draw a blue, get a random. It's like, but maybe I didn't want the random. But at the time, I thought I wanted the random.
I think any marble is a good marble, but that is also why building up your storage isn't terrible.
Yeah. I probably should have taken, I was going to take one of those, but then you took the one that I wanted, and I was like, well, maybe I won't this time. Now, here I am.
Also, the level 3 cards, there are several, many, that have 7 cost. However,
Yeah.
the 7 costs are usually, they're not 7 of a single color, they're rainbow. So you can use any colors on them. But in order to do that, you got to be able to get 7. You
Yep.
can
Can you explain archive
almost.
again?
It basically just allows you to be able to build from your archive. So if you archive something, it'll go into your archive. You'll draw a random marble. It comes off the board. No one else can build it. But
It will
later,
give,
you can choose it like any other card.
yeah. That was the only thing I learned from the not so great tutorial for this game.
I don't think it really. It's harder to explain than to just start playing and like you'll get it by the 4th turn. It'll make sense.
And I
I
mean,
still
like a
don't
lot of
understand
that
what archive
tutorial is
does.
just like we're just going to zoom through this now. Just trust me. Just keep watching. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
And I'm
It
like, I
saves a
don't.
card. Archive takes one
Well,
of the cards from the tableau from the market area, puts it in your archive, and now only you can build it. No one else can build it.
You're reserving it. Have you played
Right.
but
Parks?
am I
Reserve.
buying it?
You're not buying it. You're just putting it in your archive. So you don't have
I
to buy
see.
it, and you'll actually get a random marble for archiving it because whenever you take the file action, you by default you get a random marble.
I see. Okay, interesting.
And then Kitty and I both have an upgrade to our file action that allows us to actually pick a marble as well. And then Kitty has a card that if you build from your file, she gets to pick 2 marbles. So there's other
I
cards
build
that
from
can
that
play into
file,
it.
not if you build from your file. That would be great. On your
Yes.
opponent's turn, if they build from their file, I get to pick 2 marbles. I want that card.
I don't know why this game didn't become more popular and have expansions that did things like that. And but it really doesn't like it's self-contained. It's one of those games that I will always have because it is fun to play in person. It's easy to teach. It it teaches engine building in a really fun way.
For people who have limited space, isn't it a very large box for what it
No,
is?
this is just a standard CMON size
Marble
box.
box.
Yep. Because the marble tower is just a folded cardboard, so you unfold it and it makes kind of a hex cylinder thing. Um, okay, I had a plan. My
You
plan
keep
is
saying,
awesome.
and every single time it makes me sing that song. So it's really killing.
That is part of my plan. So if I build
Drive
a
Kitty
red,
crazy. That is always your plan, isn't it?
it works pretty well for practically everything I do. So,
Did I tell you I had a dream the other night where you were driving me crazy in my dream?
um, no, but I can see that. That makes
I had a
total
dream
sense.
that we were living back in the city, and like for some reason it was me and Spencer and our entire family as it is, but you were there. You um
Maybe it wasn't
and
in the past. Maybe it's in the future. We'll see.
well, if that was the case, I'd be pretty furious with what happened because what happened was we had to move from one building to another, and you guys like I don't remember exactly, but you were in charge of finding us a new place to live, and what you picked was like essentially a college dorm where we were sharing it with like 8 other people, and I was supposed to have like 1-year-old twins in this like shared living space, and the carpet, it was like a braided wool carpet from like it looked like pre-1950s, and I was like, this is disgusting. And like you guys were like, but it's so cool. And I was like, it is absolutely not. And it was you and Spencer trying to convince me that this place that we were sharing with like 8 college students was going to be a really great investment opportunity, and I should just suck it up.
Do you remember the place
And
that
I
we
like,
almost bought that had the mold?
yes,
I kind of miss like that place would have been really interesting. It had secret passages and like
it was something.
it was like 4 units in this one building, but they were all kind of like spidered together. Like it was
It had really cool built-ins, but it also had a basement like chock full of black mold, like Hill House levels of black mold.
but in its
House
defense,
level.
we didn't know.
I
Um
never know when something I say is going to get Fletcher. But when it does, man,
It's just so funny.
I don't know how else to describe the levels of black mold. Archive 81 levels of black mold. I don't know. Name a horror movie, those levels of black mold.
but we weren't sure if it was black mold when we first saw it. We're like, it could just be mildew, which is different.
Well,
Mildew's
did you lick
fine.
it?
No, we had an inspector come in and lick it.
Okay,
I assume
that's
that's
always
what
good.
inspectors do.
That's how you find that, right? That's how you figure that out.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I don't know why this game is so close. But that's another thing that's great
I don't
about
know
this
either
game
because I don't know what I'm doing.
is that it's kind of like there's a level playing field where pretty much you can't, as long as you're buying cards, you can't be doing things too wrong.
Oh, I can't. I see. Got it.
Do you guys, where you like wake up from a dream kind of mad at a real human for something that the dream version of them did?
So sometimes I wouldn't say mad, But like I'll wake up like concerned, like, oh my God, did that just happen? And sometimes I'll be in my dream and I'll something will happen. I'm like, wait, was I dreaming that that happened or did it really happen? But I'm still in the dream, so I can't tell if it happened or if I was dreaming if it was happened. But I don't know I'm in the dream. I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna
The
find this one.
worst feeling, though, in my opinion, is when you dream that you find something that you lost and then you wake up to find that it's actually still lost.
Yep.
I do that one quite a bit. Looking at you, AirPod, that I just had to replace because it's somewhere in my house.
Oh, that reminds me. Sydney's AirPod is sitting in our little shelf underneath the screen in the car, and I reached down to pick it up or pick something up, and I looked and I'm like, oh, is that mine? And I looked and like, oh, that's not mine. But it's been far enough back there that I'm pretty sure she lost it, but she didn't tell me she lost it. But now I know where it's at, even though she didn't tell me she lost it. So at some point I'll remind her, oh, by the way, did you lose your AirPod? Because it's sitting in the car. Her AirPods are amazing. She will lose them for weeks at a time, and they turn up, and then she has them both for about 4 days, and then she loses again for like just one of them, not both. Sometimes both in different places. Fletcher, did you update your phone and or OS yet for your iOS?
I did update my OS today, and I'm gonna get the new phone on Saturday.
I just watched a brief video about the updates. I'm like, I'm actually pretty interested in the photo app because I'm hoping that it can help me clean up the 20,000 photos on my phone. I think that'll be like an all day thing. Maybe that's what I'll do on the airplane instead of playing games. All right. This game's going to end on my turn. So, Fletcher, this is your last turn.
Great.
Because I think it's going to end on my turn. I can do that. But can Kitty get... She can get 2 points for sure. All right.
Half
What?
of a shoulder seam.
You're missing an arm.
Yep. I mean, I'm not missing it. It's right here.
Oh.
I made it. I just have to attach it. That's what I'm doing. This one is not actually a tube yet. It's just a flat.
I was going to say, that's pretty wide sleeve.
This is
Interesting
what I've
fashion you
done.
got
This
there.
is what I'm working on right now. Is this seam? Ah, it's so cozy.
It looks very cozy.
It's made out of 100% alpaca, and it is a delight. It feels like touching a cloud should feel.
Clouds are just turbulent. All right, Kitty, this is the last turn of the game. You need to get 5 points to win.
I don't think it can. All right.
I don't think you can either. You can get 2 points, and then if you build the black, you get another point there, so that's 3 points. But if you have two blacks, well, you can't make those more. Yeah, I
You
think
can
you're
change
stuck.
them into other things, but it's not going to get me enough points, I don't think.
No, because the yellow, if you could get a yellow, ooh, you could turn both blacks into yellows, then convert one of those yellows into a 2 yellow. Then you can get the 3-pointer, and then you also get 2-point tokens, which is 5 points. Yep.
Thanks for helping me win, Chris. I forgot about my 1 to 2.
Jerk.
Done there, but it probably would have taken me a while.
Rematch?
Also, a really long time ago, I wrote a note on your, like, you know, how you can, like, write a personal note about the player?
Uh-huh.
Yours just says, "You're a butt face." And every time we finish a game, it reminds me Chris
No,
is a butt face.
by the way, yeah.
By the way,
Refresh your browsers and accept my rematch.
So I actually have to go early today, unfortunately.
Fine.
What I haven't,
Now?
yeah. So, um, what I haven't said is I need to pack because I'm going to Italy on Friday. So
Is this for work or just because you've been in one
no,
spot for more than 8 days?
it's the latter, not for work. That'd be great if I could go to Italy for work. Um, yeah.
the only
All right,
person
Kitty.
I know who went to Italy for work was my husband's aunt who worked for Olive Garden.
They
sent
actually
her
sent you to Italy.
Yes, and it cracked me up.
What does Italy have? What does Olive Garden have to
Yeah,
do with
what does
Italy?
Olive Garden have to
My
do with
question.
Italian?
They actually have Italian chefs create their stuff, and they've got like a campus in Italy, so they can say it's authentic.
I mean,
Yeah. Is that what it says on the bag too?
Yeah. It says when you're here, you're family. And that is true when I go there and she's working, except not anymore because she retired.
Interesting. All right, well then Kitty and I will stick
All
on
right.
and play a game of flowers.
This game is fun though, so I would love to play this game
Fletcher
again.
does hate playing flowers, so
You what?
notorious. Fletcher hates playing flowers. He said he'd play this again though.
Yes, we will play Gizmos
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
This is one
Remember
of my
that one game and it's like,
favorites.
well, it's like, oh, you know what? It actually does matter because I'm never going to play this game again.
All right, well Fletcher, go pack for Italy. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks
All
probably.
right.
But knowing your luck, you'll get stuck there and won't be able to come back for a month. And
So yeah, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, so I won't be able to do this in 2 weeks. So we could do it in 3 weeks,
we'll see. Kitty and I might just play flowers again.
I will
or you can do that.
upgrade, 6 hours maybe before we figure it out. That's about the lead time we get on these things.
Hey, we're
Right.
professionals.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
If you want us to be more professional, give us money.
No, don't give us money because that just makes us feel obligated. Makes me feel obligated.
All right. See you
Bye.
guys. Until next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's do this. And then... All right. You have an invite. Accept
going.
it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to accept my trophy for my first Gizmos victory.
Well, congratulations to you. Oh, you can
You
press the
set it
start
to
button.
real time? How dare you?
Oh, did I? It was not intentional, but it's going to keep you paying attention and not sewing. Also, is there a difference for 2 players?
I don't think so.
All right.
I'm gonna be fast.
Okay, so, oh, there's one less pile. Is there one less pile? There's not one less
Nope.
pile. Okay.
There's not. I don't think there's a difference.
All right, so we have to get clusters of 5, and then we score the numbers in the 5.
You score how many are in the cluster of 5, but only the ones that have the completed groups of numbers. stick around.
Right.
But they don't have to be in the clusters of color.
Right. And butterflies give you points as long as they don't go away. This is going to be fast because I know what I need to do. So my threes right now, the blue won't go away as long as it's part of a scoring cluster of reds.
You have your threes are going to stay and your fours would go. So you have 0 points right now.
Right.
If you get one more 4, you still don't have a scoring cluster.
Because I need to connect the reds.
You need to connect the reds. So if you wanted to overlay a blue 3
Oh, no,
or a red 3 on top of your blue, you could do that.
I'm just going to connect all the
Or you
reds.
can just keep building around. Or you could put a
Yeah.
blue 4 on top of your red 4.
A blue 4 on top of my red 4. I could do that. Or I can just put this down there. Oh, another
But then
red
you're
one.
never gonna score that
That 3?
yeah.
Won't I be able to
That's
score the 3 because it's part of the reds?
No, only the group of the one color counts. So you have to have 5 of a color touching that don't go away because of the number not being there. I'm not good at explaining things.
Okay. I think I don't understand at all, but I'm going to figure it out. So if I were to put that green 4, because I don't have any, I still need the patches of color come first. That's the important part. So I want 5 blues and I want 5 reds. And then
you want 5 blues and 5 reds, but any number that is not secured as a number will be pulled away. So that won't count towards your cluster. So you have to look and see. So right now it's like you have no 4s there because you only have 3 4s.
But I do have the 3s.
You have the 3s. The 3s will stay, the 1 will stay. But right now your 4s and your 2s, it's like they're not there.
But now
They
the
don't
2's
count.
there.
So now the
And that
2s
will
and the
count.
3s will stay. And the 1.
But they only count for scoring if they're part of a 5.
If they're part of a group of 5, yeah.
Okay. I think I'm getting
So right
it.
now,
So if I were to do this,
points. Oh, 5.
now my 2 blue 3s will score, but not all 3s.
Yes.
But the 3s won't go away. I just won't score that 3. Although that's interesting because I'm not actually showing that as scored. And this
You
is
don't
where
see. You should see. Oh no, because the 4s are gone because you don't have the 4s.
Oh, and the 4s would disappear, making the blues not count. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I knew if I just kept, then this is a problem I get, is like, oh, you use a lot of words to say things. It's like, yeah, because like I'm not great at picking the right ones. So I know if I just keep saying enough words, maybe they'll make sense eventually, but it's not a great communication strategy in general.
This for such a simple game is the scoring is just such a brain hurt.
Yes.
But I have a plan. My plan is to put this 4 here, and
3 down.
So that gave me 6 points because now all these blues score.
Yep.
And 1 butterfly because this 4 sticks around and I get that here. Okay, but I don't know. I think I can do that. And that doesn't break anything. I don't need all those. All right, so I'm gonna grab something top from the top. 2 green. Hmm. What are the odds? So I'm getting a negative point for this green right now because it's going to get
Actually
dumped. But if I
counts
were
as a negative point, or those tiles just go away. It's
I
how it
think
should.
any tile that goes away is a
Is a
negative
negative,
point. Yeah. But
perhaps.
if I can make it stay, then it would be fine.
Yeah.
So if I were to
Even if it
do
doesn't score, it doesn't detract.
right, jerk. Um,
It was a pretty predictable move from what I had on my board. Just
yeah,
saying.
but I wasn't looking at your board. I was looking at my board. And my board said jerk. All right, so I'm still losing a point because of the green 4. Interesting. Mhm. Hmm. I'm just making a mess of my board.
For me to watch.
Um,
Fine. Take that then.
just will. Ooh. So I could.
No, I wanted that one.
But that gave me less points than I didn't lose. And then I have a red 4. You have a red 4. And I want to know what's under here. A red 3. Uh-oh. I just realized my reds aren't connected. They're still not connected. I was fiddling around with the wrong 3s. I think that that's the best way to explain it, though. So it's the cards stay on the board as long as the numbers match. And then for what's left over, you score any patches of 5 or more colors.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is unlikely to actually score. And this is. There's a yellow 3 for you.
And in
But you're like,
fact,
I don't need it anymore.
yeah, just cover up that green one.
Mm,
Get another point.
fine.
And I like to kind of make a big board and then like refine it if I can.
Well, you're doing a great job. Congratulations.
Except now I get to this point where I'm like, I don't really want to pick up a 4 or a 2.
That's why you have the mystery pile.
Yeah, but if I pick up the mystery tile, I could get something worse. But I will. I'm gonna pick it up because I love picking up a mystery pile. That didn't help. I'll just put it over here. Maybe I can make more greens down here if I keep doing
Maybe
stuff.
that helped me. It actually helped me a lot. All right. This is the highest score I've ever had.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Terrible, I guess.
Ooh. So I can do what you did is grab this 3 and make this 3 a scoring 3
Yep.
by doing that.
It's a thing to do.
Right now, I have 4 things that aren't scoring, but they don't cost me any points. And you put that over there. Oh. Yeah, okay. What if that would actually give me a negative point, but in the long run, would it work? No, I'll put that right here. Ooh, a green 4.
I want you to have that. Who said you could take
But
that?
I
Uh,
wanted it.
I'm gonna just keep taking my luck with this one. That's not really what I wanted. I really did not want to get into another group of 4s. That makes me
Um,
feel grumpy.
I want this to be green. All right, this is green. Yeah,
4.
green 4 is not the greatest green.
No.
Um, okay, a red 4. I don't want a red 4. I don't want a red 4 at all.
If you wanted a red 4, you could have had a red 4.
I could have
It
had a
was
red
right there.
4. But, ooh, no, that's giving me 2. That would give me 1. Okay, so I'm going to put this red 4 right there.
I need blue cards. Would be great.
There's a blue card. Actually,
I
yeah,
feel like I
that's
already
exactly what
made
you
that one.
wanted.
It works.
Oh, I guess it worked. I thought you'd put it below. Give
I guess I
me
could have done that.
yellow
It's all the same.
4.
I'm not going to score that red or that green. The game is almost over. I don't think I'm gonna score that blue either because 4 is going away unless I figure something out.
All right. I have to do this to protect my fours. And
Just
now
need 2 more 4s. I don't even care what color they are.
I want to flip a green that's not a four. I would really like a two or a one. That
That
is
4.
that is not the four I was looking for. However, I can
Since I don't think
put
the 4 you were
this
looking for was a 4.
not four. What four? Not that four. Think that's a good spot. I could really see like a group of little old ladies sitting around a table playing this game. Just feeling it. Okay, the red two feels like all right, so I'm getting 2 points for that two here, but I only get 1 point for it if I actually place the red over it. So I feel like that's probably not the best thing to do here. But I could replace the yellow two with my red two, and that would give me an extra point. I was looking for that one before.
Does nothing for me, but it also doesn't lose me points, so whatever. I just need a 4.
If I take this, is the game over?
I think so.
Let's try it. I'm going to put that right here. All right, so you lose 3 points for your fours, but you get a
You'll,
lot of points for your yellows.
but that's all I scored.
You just scored your. You got some butterfly points.
Yeah. But I only
28's
scored
a
my yellow.
28's a pretty darn good score for
Yeah.
this game.
I would have had 18 if I'd gotten that one more dinky. All right, one more.
All right, proposing rematch.
Did you propose a rematch? Did I
I
propose a rematch?
did. I think it's smart enough now. If both people do it, it'll automatically sync you up.
Okay.
All right. And you have to accept.
I hit join, that would be enough, but apparently no.
Not enough.
To both join and accept.
All right.
It's always weird when you pick up a card and the same card was underneath it.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what happened?
Did it break? Did I break the internet?
You broke something.
Was it my attention span?
You broke your. Ooh, that
Oh
sucks.
no! I guess
Just
we'll
put
do
over the
that.
green. Yeah.
Yeah. Not what I was expecting though.
You got a lot more points than me now. You double my. Well, more than double
Right now
because I'm at
we both have
negatives.
0, I think. All
Oh,
right,
no,
come
no.
on.
Well, I have negative. You have. Now you
Now I have
have negative.
negative.
Um,
First with 3s over here.
yeah, I'm not doing that. That's scary.
We'll just do that.
Hmm. I have enough flexibility where I can grab something off the top. And that's not a terrible grab. 'Cause, oh, I don't have positive points yet because my fours aren't sticky. I got to make my fours sticky. Now my fours are sticky, and now I have positive points.
That I'll take this for.
You can have it. All right. Well, let's see if I can get some butterflies. Yeah, that's such an easier way to think of this game. The number clusters make it sticky, and then you score the color. So if you think of it the other way around, it gets super confusing.
Think of numbers first.
Numbers first. And hmm. Bop, ba-da, boom, bop. I always feel bad putting something over something else,
Eh.
especially when it's a butterfly point. I don't want to get rid of a butterfly point. So
You really
let's.
like the butterflies.
The butterflies are awesome. There. That's a good. Look at all those butterfly points that I potentially could get. Hmm. I don't like anything on there. So let's place a yellow 3. That is pretty good. Um, ooh, a green 3. I don't hate a green 3, but I don't like it. All right. You are really leaning into those greens, aren't you? Well, let's make my green sticky, or my 2
Well, for
sticky.
last time. Pulling off the top of the
Hmm.
deck, it's like, oh, you wanted more green? Great. Here you go.
Yep. Have another one. You're welcome. Um, all right. We're early enough in a game where I can do this. I just lost myself a whole lot of points. How did I lose that many points? Oh, because the 2s aren't sticky, so that did that thing. Okay. Too many 4s. Green 3.
Again!
We are good
I would
right
also accept a yellow 3.
there. Oh, shoot.
I guess I was gonna get a red 4.
I totally messed up. I thought I completed my 3s and instead I broke my 3s. Oh, that sucks. Okay, green 2,
I'm not
green
paying
2.
attention to what you're doing, so.
Oh, this is not good. Not good. Arg. Oh, bothers. Um, ooh, okay, we can do this. Okay. All right. Need to recover. Need to recover. Red 3, red 4, red 3. Getting better. I need a The blue 2 is pretty good, though. Hmm. All right, let's see if I can fix this. Give me a 1. A red 3 is not the thing.
Taking it.
Not the thing. Um, oh. Hmm. Hmm. Not the thing. There's no place I want to put this. So that means I have to put it someplace, and it's someplace I don't want to put it. Ugh. Fine. That's probably the worst place to put it. Hmm. Okay. Let's recover more. Gave you another green 1. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah, fine. All
Although I would
right.
like some reds. I feel like there are not a lot of reds out right now.
No,
I'm not seeing a lot of reds on your board, but also I wasn't paying very much attention to what you've covered up.
I haven't really covered anything, but I do need to cover this one of these threes to get my threes back and running. I think I want to cover that.
Dang.
I'm playing the long game.
Well, I would have taken that last turn, but now it's a bit inconvenient.
Well, those yellow 4s are a bit inconvenient.
Yeah, that's why I didn't touch them. That's what I
So a red
wanted.
4. I don't want the red 4. You can have the red 4.
I wish there was a steal option.
I will take the thing that you want. Thank you very much. Um, okay. So a red 4 is annoying. So I will put it here. -5 points. Hmm. See what you're trying to do. And you might get away with it. Hmm. Hmm. Where to? I don't really want that. I wouldn't be okay with this though. Ooh, that actually works out okay.
Blue, no place here. How dare you? Nice. I'll just put you up here. Nice.
Actually,
Nice and far
mm,
away from all my other ones.
that is a pretty good choice for you, but I think that that was a good play by me. Now I need
That is not what I wanted.
a very specific card. I could
I need
also,
either red or I will at least take yellow threes. I also need Well, I need a lot, apparently. Looking at this board. There's a lot I could be doing.
This is a red 2. A
It
red
is a
2
red 2.
does not do for my red 2. Okay.
Really digging down into this pile here, huh?
I know. I need to
That
slow it
doesn't
down because
help me. Unhelpful.
I just put it over one of your other yellows. You could have put it over your green 4 and gotten the yellow butterfly point.
I already have the yellow butterfly point.
Yeah, but to the left. Don't you get one per, don't you?
Just one.
Ozzy. All right, well, that changes everything I've been doing this entire time. Um,
Think it does.
yeah, no, you're right. Um, and I think I
Like
knew that at
looking
one
at your
point too.
board. Yeah, I feel like you were mad about it last game too.
I'm still mad
You're like,
about it. The anger levels in me are just off the chart.
you're always mad about something.
It's just, I
Like that
agonize.
time you tried to get me to live in a weird dorm building.
You know something? That carpet was great.
I just want red 3s. Thank you.
Jerk.
That so rarely works for me. The universe was like, all right, we'll give you that one.
All right. Um, I think this is a tricky one. Oh, ugh. All right. See, both of those I could put in risky places, but to pick a tile and pick it and put it in a risky place, that doesn't feel right. But if I pick a random tile and put the random tile in a risky place, I'm like, well, I had to do it because I had to play it. So that's what I'm going to do. That works for me.
Dare you? That was mine.
I said, universe, I want a red 3 too. I would have actually taken a red 2 too.
I don't even care. I need a 3 and I need a yellow. I need the yellow to not be a 2 or a 4.
I
So we're just going to go for it. That's not nothing. That's nothing. I guess I've got this over here.
okay. Well,
From the last time I apparently did that.
I
You just
okay.
keep getting what I want.
This is good though. This is good. I'm not going to get as good a score as I got last time. You are doing pretty well.
Not really.
You're
You're
doing
out of
pretty
time, so
well
I kind of want to skip
enough.
you.
I'm waiting for you to do that.
The one that I didn't want.
You picked a thing. All of those are, I can't use any of those things. A green
Okay.
3, though, I
Doing
can
that.
use.
Gonna end the game. You took my yellow 1. You refused to reveal any new cards for me.
I
I will say
don't want to return.
This is much more irritating at 2 players because like I'm like I just I just need to see a new card. And you're like, what about no? And then I reveal a new card and you're like, thank you.
That'll be exactly what I need. Thank you very much. Although that is not exactly what I need. But could I use it? Oh, I could use it. Here, I'll give you a new card, okay?
And didn't even really give me a new card. You just, whatever.
Actually, that's a great card for you. That
Fine.
gives you a butterfly point, and it gives you fours. Like the best card you could have possibly got. You're welcome.
I wanted the yellow one. You took it.
You are so ungrateful.
Take this.
I don't want a red 4. I don't want a blue 4. I don't want a 4/4. This is going to be exactly the card I need. This is exactly the card I
I
didn't
needed.
need. Hmm. Um, Jerk.
I'm just over here like, don't end the game.
Why did you take that one? Arrgh.
I don't know. Why did you keep taking all of the red threes?
Hey, I was revealing new tiles for you.
You were not.
Hmm. I was. All
Pulled
right.
all of the red threes blind when you didn't need them.
But I really, really needed a red 4, and I don't think I'm going to get one because I think all the red 4s are out now. Okay. So I can't start new 4s. That would be bad. Do I think
Kind
I
of
have you
insane.
beat? I'm scoring those blues and those blues. Oh, I can't take that. I gotta take this. All right, so yellow 4
To me.
with a green butterfly. There's nothing that will do for me.
Ended the game for nothing.
Um, well, I guess it gives me one more point. You got some decent points there.
If I could have connected those yellows and scored those reds.
I won by butterflies. All right. On that note, after shellacking you twice,
Oh, I would
I'm
say the
getting my.
first one was a shellacking. I don't think a 1 point win is a shellacking.
Yes, but I did it with
I'll give you the
butterflies,
first
which
game.
the first game was pretty good. Like, what's the average points in this game?
I don't know.
Let's look
You
at
got a
your
lot, and I got
statistics.
very few.
Your statistics.
Are not good.
Um,
It took me a very long time to figure this game out. And then once I did, I was like, oh, great.
yes.
And then I stopped playing for a while.
So your game history. JC Wolfhard, negative 23 points. It's a hard game to figure out.
Yeah, just join a game on BGA, like, oh, I'll figure this out. And then you're like, you feel good about what you're doing. That's the problem, is you're like, oh, I've got this. And then at the end, it's like negative 23 points. And you're like, oh, I
And a
didn't
20,
know what I was doing,
28's
actually.
pretty good. That is the highest score of any game that you have played.
not just my scores, but the people I played with.
Yep.
Hmm. Well done.
Then
I don't feel too bad. I also think it's very different vibes with two people because of the importance of revealing cards.
I think it can be more strategic with two people though, because I can see what you need, and I could potentially take something and use it just because you need it. But
Yeah,
I
well,
was not
I got
really looking at your board.
where like you were just taking all of the random cards, and I would like reveal things, and you'd be like, "No."
I didn't take. I tried to make it work. I can't believe you took that red 4 though. That red 4 was probably 8 or 9 more points.
Yeah, well, I couldn't just give you the red 4 that you needed and also let my 4s not score at the same time. Like, that was like a dumb move to let that sit there.
That's true. Because the red 4 would have gone right here and would have scored me 6 more points. But you took it, and then you lost a point for taking it. But
I lost a point for taking it, but if you hadn't ended the
oh
game,
yeah,
which I thought was unlikely to do because you didn't need the card you took.
well, I didn't need either of the blue 4s. Either of the blue 4s, I would have had to have started building something new.
If I had had one
And
more 4 in that, I would have scored like 6 more points.
right, so I would have taken a blue 4, had to start a new 4, then you would have been able to complete your 4s. So I'm like, yeah, there's nothing else I could do besides see what happened there.
Yeah,
But
because I definitely would if I'd been able to
but
complete those. If I hadn't had all of the negative points and I'd scored one more zone, would have been nice.
yeah,
Also, I am seaming up a sweater, so I didn't have my heart in it.
nice excuse. All right, I will talk to you later. I think
Sometime when
yeah,
Fletcher's back from Italy, or do we want to play without him?
we
Don't
can do it
tell
two
him.
players.
He
We can do two
doesn't watch
players.
the stream anyway, so he'll never
No,
know.
neither does anybody else. So
There were 9 people watching at one point.
at one point,
Now it's just
but yeah,
us.
you pick a two-player game, and I'll pick a two-player game, and then we'll play 2 rounds of two-player games.
Okay, and we'll do that in 2 weeks.
All right, sounds good.
2 to 2 to 2 to 2.